Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to recreate this entire Groot costume inspired by Guardians of the Galaxy. I did make both the Groot and the Rocket costumes, so I'll have two videos, one on each. And I'll post the link for the Rocket costume in the description box down below if you want to check that one out as well. So we're going to jump right in. To get started, you're going to need some Eva foam. So these are actually the same foam that's used in like a gym or a yoga studio. It's those little like foam tile pieces for your floor, but this is what you're going to use for the face and body. It doesn't matter what color you use. I picked up a ton of the color gray because I figured it would be the easiest to paint on and put any markings on, but again, you are going to paint over it, so it really doesn't matter. So the first thing I did was actually measure my face. I'm going to create rough markings and sort of a sketch to work off of first to create my mask. So using the measurements of my face, I'm going to place these and sketch out the full mask on this flat piece of foam. Keep in mind when you cut it out, you are going to make it 3D and connect edge to edge to give it that round cylinder look. Then you can use scissors or a knife or your Dremel to cut this out. I'll have all the products that I used listed in the description box, as well as direct links to shop those if you want to pick anything up that I mention in this video. Next, I'm going to start creating some rough detail. So using that same X-Acto knife, I'm going to create more detail on the face. And this is just going to act sort of as a little guide because I will be using the Dremel to do all of the detail. This just shows me where I want the deeper and more intricate areas to be. So now using my Dremel, I'm going to use different bits for this, and again, everything will be listed down below, but I'm going to start creating the texture of the bark, and you're going to use different bits to create the different depths and size for the markings. So some of it is going to be more of a deeper cut, and others, again, are going to be more of like sanding, kind of grinding down. The thickness of this foam was actually perfect to create that real intricate texture, sort of like a layering process. So take your time with this. You're going to need a lot of patience, but it's actually pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. You can see there's many times throughout this process where I actually use a pencil or a pen to give markings rather than just cutting right away. This just helps me visualize better where I want the detail to be. So because you are painting over the foam, the pen and pencil markings don't really matter. It's more of a safety net to sketch out first, then cut second. Sort of like the saying, measure twice, cut once. So you can see here, it starts to come to life with the different layering and texturing process. I actually did find two pieces of bark from my own backyard to use as inspiration too, for the texturing itself and the coloring. So using multiple shades of browns, I'm just going to start to paint the mask. Of course, like highlighting, contouring, shading, you're going to be using the lighter colors to bring forward and darker colors to push back if you are trying to create more depth. So to get the mask to stay on, again, I made mine so you can wrap it around itself. If you do want to just do the front of the mask, you could of course add elastic on the back to keep it up, but I wanted the back of the costume and mask to also match the front. So to do that, I just extended the back and added Velcro. So you can open and close it, and again, it just continues the detail all the way around. So these were actually self-adhesive stick-on pieces of Velcro that I cut, but I did end up gluing them with a hot glue gun to keep them really secure. So I noticed Adult Groot also has like moss on the bark, so I'm going to use this fake moss from a craft store, and I'm going to hot glue this on, as well as using different shades of green paint and brown in different areas, just kind of mimicking what I found on Google when looking him up. Or you could of course watch the movie while you're making it too. So here's what we have so far with the face, and it's pretty much done. You can see I also took out some of the inside of the face here for the nose to go. This just makes it more comfortable to wear. So moving on to the body, we're going to follow similar steps. I'm just going to kind of sketch out and label where I want each piece to be. And I did end up doing this sort of like a puzzle, which honestly I can't say for sure was the smartest thing to do. You could of course do like a full vest, so a front piece, a back piece, you know, kind of like bigger pieces rather than puzzling a bunch of smaller pieces. That's completely up to you. But I decided to go balls to the wall and try to make the pieces similar to the shapes of his, literally piece by piece. I also used the edges of the foam, which you can see here, and cut off the little puzzle pieces to make these more like vines, because he does have these all throughout his legs and arms as well. They also make great pieces to fill in any sections of the puzzle that aren't quite matching up. So we're just going to follow the same steps as we did with the face, sanding these down, grinding these down, creating that bark texture. Then again, adding the layers of paint, and again, you can glue on some moss. Then round 3 is going to be the same steps, this time for the legs. So these I actually did more of a triangular shape to piece together, like so. So to physically attach the body pieces, I actually used a real vest. So this is Will's old vest that we used as a base to hold on and secure the pieces. The back, I ended up just doing one giant piece because I'm telling you, after so many rounds of doing puzzle pieces, it's a lot. So the bigger the piece you can do, the easier it is to attach, like so. And you can add, of course, a bunch of detail or build on top of bigger base pieces. So again, the back I just did one giant piece. Then to secure these, I used a hot glue gun, fabric glue, and ribbon to attach these to the vest. Each of the pieces that were smaller puzzle pieces I glued together with a hot glue gun, and then to fill in any area that you could see the glue, I just used paint and moss. For other areas, such as the shoulder, legs, and feet parts, I used elastic on the back. So you can see the top and bottom here. The top, of course, just looks as normal, and then the back, again, just to secure and hide, I used pieces of elastic. And these are just the arms and legs coming together, again, using that paper towel to bond any area that needs more flexibility or may have cracked. And then using ribbon, this helps to keep the rounded shape while it's drying. You could, of course, also use rubber bands or elastic. This is worn over top of a black bodysuit, which you could use paint to fill in, such as the hands, or you could just apply mittens or gloves that you also use paint on, as well as the moss to give it that 3D texture. The Eva foam is awesome to work with. It's super flexible. You can use heat or pressure to create different shapes. So it was really easy to actually bond and round these out to fit the body. These here are the parts that we ended up using for his arms. So these we just slid on. But this is everything once it is applied and put on. So that was everything on how I put together this Groot costume. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the description box for more information, as well as the link to watch the rocket costume. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Make sure you're still subscribed and notifications are turned on so you never miss a new video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and an awesome Halloween.